this meeting of the Susquehanna Township Board of Commissioners. Note that all commissioners are present. And we did meet in executive session, discuss matters of real estate and personnel. We'll have the Pledge of Allegiance followed by a moment of silence. And if you'd like, we can have Commissioner Nick Morford lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Welcome everybody to this June 11th regular meeting of the Susquehanna Township Board of Commissioners. We'll begin with petitions, complaints, suggestions from citizens. Anybody wish to address the board? Nope. Silence is golden. Approval of minutes, May 28th, 2026, Board of Commissioners workshop meeting.
Mr. President, I'll move for approval of the workshop meeting minutes of May 28th.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Reports of committees, buildings and grounds, Commissioner Norford.
Mr. President, the only thing I have to report is that the work on the police department, which is in this building, was scheduled to be completed by the end of June, and I'm told by Chief Martin that we might even be in a little bit sooner than the end of June, so all's well in the report.
Thank you. Thank you. Budget Finance, Commissioner Sanderson.
Yes, thank you. We have had our first budget meeting. Yay. And we've established already, we've radically changed the agenda. Well, we've set out the schedule, preliminary tentative schedule, and we had a very thorough but contained discussion about how to proceed this year. So generally speaking, it's going to be the same as the last year, except with new features. We're ahead of the curve, actually. Instead of a panicked few months, we're easing into the glide path, and we're going to be using established reconciled numbers, and not just discussing the budget, but also discussing some larger issues that are affecting township services for the next 5 years. Nothing specific to deliver or report upon right now, but as always, if you have any questions or suggestions for discussion, please let Manager Everly know.
Thank you very much. Public Works, Commissioner Napper.
Yes, Mr. President. Susquehanna Township street sweeping schedule has begun. The season started on June 1st. The Public Works Department will be utilizing the odd and even schedule again this season. The schedule is based off of Monday's date of the week. If Monday's date is an odd number, the Public Works Department will be sweeping the odd side of the streets all week. Yeah. If Monday's date is an even number, the Public Works Department will be sweeping the even side of the street. This work is performed the day after your normal day of the week of trash pickup. Moving forward, the 6th Street roadway repair project is underway. This project involved lane repairs following the UGI installation completed last year. And as a final note, Mr. President, the authority met with GHD and other business partners to review the upcoming improvements to the Fox Run pumping station. The project, which entails the complete replacement of equipment installed in the 1990s, will begin late July and will be completed by November. They do not anticipate any disruption in the service. And this ends my report, sir.
I have a question on the street sweeping, Steve. If your garbage is picked up on Friday, and that's the end of the week, I guess I'm assuming the streets get swept on Monday?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that correct, Travis?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here you have it. Health and Sanitation, Commissioner Hesserle.
Yes, Mr. President. This briefly, our regularly scheduled meeting that was to be this coming Thursday, the 18th, has been moved to the following Thursday, the 25th at noon time. And concludes my report.
Thank you. Admin and personnel.
No report, sir.
Thank you. Police, Commissioner Engel.
No report.
You, Fire and EMS. Commissioner
No report.
Yes. Planning and zoning, Commissioner Rothrock.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. There was a planning commission meeting on the 18th of May. It was regarding, there was only one item on the agenda. It was 4015 Riker Road, which is a preliminary subdivision and land development plan for subdividing a 30-acre parcel, creating 97 lots for single-family housing dwellings in an R2 zone using the neighborhood design development provisions. That plan will require many waivers and modifications, primarily due to the slopes and proposed density. Our staff pointed out that critical items are missing from the proposal, and the applicant has granted a 90-day extension for the Planning Commission review. Because they're using the neighborhood design development standard, the Design Review Committee also has to look at the plan. And that meeting is scheduled for next week on June 17th. So no action was taken on that plan, but our reviews are moving forward, but there's a lot of things that need to be resolved. The Zoning Hearing Board, the meeting for June 3rd was canceled, but they did have an earlier meeting on May 6th, and they heard two cases. One was 1523 Greening Lane, where the property owner requested some variances for a detached garage to put a structure in the front yard and permit an accessory structure to exceed 15 feet in height. That was in an R1 zone, and that request was denied. They also heard a request from the Pennsylvania Game Commission. They wanted a variance to permit increasing the maximum impervious lot coverage over the 30% maximum. And they were proposing to pave a lawn area currently used for overflow parking. And that's located in the Conservation Zoning District, and that request was also denied. That concludes my report.
All right. Thanks, Gary. School Board, anything to report, Commissioner Cross?
Yes, on last Thursday, June 4th, Susquehanna Township High School held its graduation, and we just want to congratulate all the graduates.
All right, thank you. Authority, Commissioner Sanderson.
No report.
Okay. Shade Tree, Commissioner Cross.
Yes, the next meeting of the Shade Tree Commission will be Thursday, June 18th at 3:30 p.m.
All right, thank you. Communications, Commissioner Bologna.
Mr. President, the setup has been out for a few weeks now, so hopefully everyone got that, and we're preparing for the next one sometime in August. That's my report.
Thank you. Human Relations, anything, Commissioner Cross?
No report.
Parks and Rec, Commissioner Bologna.
I'd like to congratulate the Susquehanna Township team at the Tour de Bell last Sunday. We all finished without any issues, and thank you, Manager Everdy and Heavenly Smith for manning our station in the tour. So and thank you for all for the shirts, by the way. Then the meeting, the next meeting of the RAC is on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, the 16th at 6 p.m. here at the township. That's my report.
Hey, can I piggyback on that and thank the police for protecting us as well out there on the tracks? I mean, when Harris, I won't say that, when the other departments couldn't, ours came through for us. Thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir. Thank you. That's the first time.
There were comments made, Chief, by the two officers that were assigned to ride with us,
Yeah.
that they were very impressed that you were directing traffic at the.
They still do it.
By the way, those officers are very helpful. There was one accident on the roadway, and the Greenbelt assigned marshal didn't really do that good of a job, but the two Susquehanna policemen stepped right up and helped this young lady, and they just did a wonderful job of calming her down, taking care of our wounds. So thank you very much, sir. And thank you, Doug, for being the chairman of Tour de Belt this year. We look forward to you doing it again for the next 2 or 3 years.
Every
10 years.
You know what, if I may, if it's not out of order, very good point with the accident. It was on the river section. There's a metal grate there that like goes down, and she hit it and fell. And I'm going to suggest, between having the president here and you, and that they should consider having a flag person volunteer there, because we do have them all over the place. They should be slowing us down to that spot, because, I mean, I saw the accident slow down because of her, but when I slowed down and hit that, I can imagine if I was going faster. So I'm gonna flag that, because you know what, 12 months from now, we're gonna completely forget about it. So I'm gonna say that
It's
we
already
should look at
being,
having a flag person there.
It will not be forgotten next year. And if unless I'm incorrect, didn't you had somebody put a cone down there or something? I mean, while the event was going on, or?
yeah, so we did have it coned after the accident. And then I already have a report from Harrisburg City that it's under repair already. So it will be fixed.
Oh, so they're gonna fix it, actually take that. Okay.
Yes.
That's even better.
That's done.
Good reports. All right, moving on to bids and agreements. Number one is Glick Fire Equipment Company. Fire Marshal Reese, you want to take this?
Absolutely, thank you. Commissioners, in your packet are the agenda invoices for Glick Fire Equipment. The township prepaid $750,000 for those fire engines, so we could benefit from a discount of $143,852.79 off the total price of the truck. If you remember, the truck was a little over $1.1 million. This prepayment was made on May 29th, as the payment was due on June 1st to make that discount work. The amount of the general fund, the amount that came out of the general fund was $500,000 and the gaming grant of $250,000. Consideration of a motion to ratify the payment to Glick Fire Equipment Company in the amount of $750,000 for the chassis prepayment for the Pierce Enforcer pumper, job number 45998. The only caveat to any of this, I'd like to thank Township Manager and Glick Fire Equipment and our Finance Department for working out the details and making these savings possible. $143,000, almost $144,000 is a big savings, and that's what we try to do. So,
Mr. President, I'll make a motion.
Second by Commissioner.
I'll second it then.
Second by Commissioner Israel.
And I'd like to add, if I may, before we vote, that from my understanding is because we didn't deduct the $133,000 savings and paid the full $750,000, we're saving another $40,000 or so. I don't have the exact number in my head, but there's an additional savings because we're paying the full amount.
Commissioner, that would be if we make another payment the first of the year and finish it off, say another 43,000. Yes, sir.
Okay, any other comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So ratified.
Thank you.
Next up is the 2026 Susquehanna Township paving project. Good news, Alex. Come on, bring it to us.
Yeah, I wish. So, as you probably know, we opened bids for the micro-surface project earlier, actually it was the end of last month. So, one bid was received submitted by Asphalt Maintenance Solution with a base bid of $430,122.36. With alternate one being $13,685 and alternate two being $86,157.51. The base bid alone was about $146,000 over our budget, which is based off of essentially last year's and prior year's cost for similar projects. So of that, about 106,000 of it was just the material for the microsurface. So this year we had a price of $8.19 per square yard for the material of the microsurface. Last year it was about $5 a square yard. So it's increased $3.19 since last year. You multiply that by 33,000 square yards, ends up to be a significant figure. That said, the intention of this project was to be a cheaper maintenance project in order to bankroll some liquid fuels funds into the future paving years. With that said, this proposal is in similar range for the 2025 paving project, in which we did actual paving and 26 ADA ramps. So I don't see it as being a cost-effective use of liquid fuels, and recommend rejecting the bid and potentially rebidding it next year. Everything's in the can for next year, basically just changing dates on the bid documents. So as long as we see lower fuel costs or oil costs next year, I think it would be a worthwhile project to bid next year.
Is there a motion to
Yes.
reject?
A motion to reject.
I'll second.
The bid. Submit.
Motion by Commissioner Evans, seconded by Commissioner Hessler. Comments or questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So you're going to push back another year to microsurfacing in that area of Montford, Bright Lane,
Griffin.
my street.
Yes. Yeah.
Which was supposed to be done like 2 years ago.
Yeah, so, again, it's, the material cost, again, we could have paved, reconstructed those roads for that much essentially last year. So it's not a cost savings at this point. So.
I was gonna make a comment that, with Edgemont, it was scheduled for road repair for next year, but because of the amount of stormwater work, et cetera, that's been done, that was being pushed off at least for another year. This kind of piggybacks right onto that, because the project we were thinking of for next year is no longer viable because we need to wait so we don't waste money. Moving these projects to next year may fall right into place, so.
Yeah. Exactly. So we just had a meeting with township staff, GHD, and myself to discuss the status of the stormwater investigations and such in Edgemont, and how that's going to reflect in the paving. So I'll be preparing a presentation type thing for the Public Works Committee meeting later this month. So we should have an idea of what our future paving projects are going to line up to be going out in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, and those, like a few, I know they don't lapse, and that we would just generate interest in the meantime, right? The money will be there for future use.
That's what I mean. You don't have to spend it. So if you're going to spend it, you might as well make it, get the biggest bang for your buck.
Thank you.
Any other comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Thanks, Allison. Next up is the STS Innovation Interiors, Police Department renovation. Chief, you want to take this one? Sure.
Members of the board, this is the furniture for the rehabilitation project, the first floor of the police station. And just a reminder, this is, the investment that's being made is to carry the police department another 25 years. And what this renovation is doing is it's opening up space in this furniture, this new furniture, the furniture we got rid of, and thank you to the Public Works guys. It's opening a lot of space up for the growth that's occurred in the police department over the past 23 years. And some of the officers that we have downstairs will be moving back into the station, which is a good thing. So that's the investment that this is. Seek your approval.
Correct.
Make a motion to ratify the 50% payment.
Second.
Moved and second, and the amount is $90,913.08. Right? I think there might be a typo there.
Yeah.
That's what it
That's-
is.
Okay, with the remainder to be paid upon the completion of the job. So is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Engel,
I'll second.
seconded by Commissioner Rothrock. Comments or questions?
Is there,
Yep.
is there a tour?
Right after, yes, flooring's completed, and I think he's gonna, right after the meeting, we'll walk over, and it's an entirely different look.
Outstanding.
Really nice, thank you all.
Yep. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the 2026 CFA Multimodal Transportation Fund application. Teresa, you want to take it?
Yes, Mr. President. At this point in time, I'm asking that we table this particular motion until our next meeting.
Is there a motion on it?
So,
Second.
Delona, Nepper. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Action on ordinances, resolutions, etc. Susquehanna Union Green. That bridge is coming up. This is the Phase 2G Development Finance Security Agreement.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, Commissioners. Provided with the agenda is a copy of the amendment to the existing financial security agreement for Susquehanna Union Green, Phase 2G, as well as a memo of materials explaining the request. Phase 2G is currently under construction as a new OIP facility. The purpose of this amendment to the agreement is to allow the deferral of the construction of a stormwater management basin until Phase 2H due to NPDES permitting conflicts, to not delay the construction of the OIP building. So to reiterate, there was a basin depicted on the approved plan that under this agreement would not be constructed as a part of this phase. It would rather be constructed as a part of Phase 2H. The stormwater flow would be connected to the existing storm sewer system. The reason for this amendment is that adding the basin, the developer has been informed by DEP that it would require a major amendment to the active NPDES permit, which would substantially delay the OIP business's opening. Township is still holding financial security on the basin, so we are covered there. This change is compliant with township ordinances, so there's no need for a waiver from the stormwater subdivision ordinance. This agreement would just ratify that modification. I would like to note that the agreement has been reviewed by Solicitor Flower for legal compliance and has been approved by her. And the content of this change has been approved by Township Engineer Greenlee, who has no comments on the technical aspects. I would note Mr. Barton is here for any questions, or Mr. Greenlee is here for any technical questions. Thank you.
Okay, let's get a motion on the floor.
so moved.
Moved by Commissioner Polk.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Knapp. Any comments or questions? We have some distinguished guests here, at least one distinguished guest. Look at that smile.
Yeah, I have a few questions. Is the full parking lot going to be paved as a part of the OIP project?
Yes, sir.
And what is the capacity of that original basin? I mean, how many gallons are we talking about retaining that we're not going to be retaining if we approve this?
I can't speak to the exact
Well,
volume.
ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, I don't recall off the top of my head, but this was proposed as additional rate control for the development at large. So as it sits right now with what's being constructed in Phase 2G, they are still within their rate limits for the development or that drainage area to that basin. So with what's constructed now through 2G, they're good. Once they move into construction or planning of 2H, then that that basin or something else would have to be constructed to address the additional rate control.
Because of the additional impervious area that's going to consist of the building that's
Right.
planned for there?
Yeah, and if you're familiar with the site, there's really limited space to do anything on what would be 2H due to the topography. So that was the reason that they were going to over D10 in phase 2G.
I'm just looking at the drawing, it seems like the additional building is a very small percentage of the impervious area when you're looking at the parking lot. So what my thought was, if this was designed to accommodate the runoff of that whole project with both buildings, most of that runoff is going to come from the parking lot. And I'm concerned that looking at the plan, it looked like you're going to have an 18-inch mound. You're building with a barrier, which is going to supposedly contain any runoff that's not getting down the drains from that parking lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's still inlets in the parking area, so.
I understand that.
Yeah, essentially the original design, stormwater design, is consistent with what's actively being built. Again, once they move into 2H, then that would require the additional.
Okay, there was the additional building that required that basin. It's huge, I mean.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I mean. So there's, I don't think that thing's ever at risk of overtopping, knock on wood, but, and then you have the additional capacity of the floodplain reconnection that they did. I mean, that volume there is massive. So I don't think, in terms of health, safety, welfare, I don't think there's any concern. Again, it's just slowing the rate at which the water is leaving the site, so.
Okay. That detention area, was that to be known as Friendship Lake? Is that what we're talking about?
I believe it would be renamed Aquifer, since it would be underground detention basin. Friendship Aquifer.
Yeah, it's underground.
It doesn't have the same ring.
It's not.
And this, Alex and Mac, would not, have we need to alert DEP, any change in status quo or agreements like this?
That's what they're working through now, is the amendment through DEP. The MPDS amendment is being, is there an updated status on the MPDS or no?
No, the last update that I heard was you're in the queue when we get to it.
I think it was submitted in
2 weeks
October.
ago. We submitted in October.
So the last thing we need is MPDS permit to go to foul. We can't fill a pothole.
The MPDES permit for the overall site was renewed it was up for renewal last year, so it just renewed.
Okay. Okay, and that's part of this action that's being requested tonight, right?
No, separately, the overall NPDES permit for the overall, because it's an overall individual permit for the entire master plan. So that was just renewed, so we're good on that front for the next 4.5 years.
So we're good, right, Matt?
Yes, sir.
Until we get to phase 2H, yes.
Wow. All right, good. Anybody else have any questions, comments? Is there a motion?
Yes.
Motion.
Yes.
Who made the motion?
Commissioner Fayona, and then Commissioner Rothbrook.
There are no other comments or questions?
I'm sorry, Commissioner Napa was the second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Commissioners.
guys. Thanks, Mr. Barton. Okay, next up is intermunicipal cooperation agreement with Paxton Borough. Travis, Mr. Meese.
Good evening, Commissioners. Provided with the agenda in your agenda is an intermunicipal cooperation agreement with Paxton Bureau of Susquehanna Township to provide street sweeping service. This agreement would be effective June 1st of 2027. This actually should be June 1st of 2026.
It's
and
on
would
two.
automatically renew for an additional year unless either party delivers to the other notice of its intent not to renew of the agreement at least 30 days prior to the expiration of then current term. The fee of the service has been set at a fixed daily cost of $800 a day.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments or questions?
Yeah, I just have one, and I think we've commented on this before, these are, glad to see these cooperations between the other townships and whatnot. I just want to do my due diligence and just ask the question, because unlike past years, we may have had one or two of these. I think we've had probably at least 4 of these now in the last couple of months with several different townships. We're not creating issues with our public works in terms of not being able to do our own township work if we're doing these other projects. I just want to ask.
Yes, when we go to do this street sweeping, we'll still have 2 street sweepers in our township. We do have a 3rd street sweeper, so the 3rd street sweeper will go to Paxton Borough to sweep their streets.
Well, not only
But our other
the, but the employees as well, that we're not like overstretched with our employees in doing these, okay. It just, because I think we have more of these this year than in the past. I just want to make sure
Yeah,
we're not overstretching ourselves.
This is the 3rd street sweeping one, and then we also had one for, we have a street sweeping one for Paxton, which is this one, Pembroke, Middle Paxton. And we have Woody Waste for Middle Paxton. And last meeting, we had one for the hydrovac for Middle Paxton.
But we're okay staff-wise to handle these, okay. That's all I wanted to make sure. Thanks.
Travis, I have just a simple question. Where does the amount of $800 come from? I know that's agreed to, but is there some formula that arrives us at $800?
So what we do is we look at FEMA rates for the piece of equipment, for what it is for an hourly cost, and we do it for an 8-hour day. And then we also take when I say loaded, it means our employees. So we take the average loaded rate, which is their benefits, their normal hourly rate, so everything there. So it pays for the benefits, healthcare, everything, so it's their loaded cost. So we take that per day. That's how we come up with the price.
Okay, thanks.
And is that negotiable as we renew over the years?
Yes.
Okay. Because that cost isn't going to stay the same.
So this would be like this year with just the Woody Waste alone that we did for Middle Paxton. This is the 3rd year. This is probably the 3rd year that we have done street sweeping for Middle Paxton. And it has gone up from the very first time till now.
Oh, okay. Good.
Just for clarification, looks like the agreement is dated to start June 25th of 2026 and go until June 1st of 2027.
Yes.
The actual agreement.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, I was looking for that, I just found that. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Nice work.
Thanks, Travis.
I want this cooperative agreement.
Next up is Growing Greener Plus Grant Financial Commitment Letter. Mr. Knauss.
If you don't mind, because I got to work the screen too. So, thank you. So before you tonight is a financial commitment letter for the Growing Greener Plus grant. We discussed it a little bit last month, or last meeting as well. At that time, the board also did ask about looking at maxing out the grant request, which is $500,000, since it only has a 5% match. With our conversations with DEP, they are more comfortable funding the planning or the design and permitting first before we would include any construction costs, because ultimately, after we take away the cost of the design and permitting, we're not going to have enough money to do a full construction through the grant, and that would increase our commitment at this point in time financially to try and get the full project completed, or we'd have to go back again and get more funding in the future for construction. They'd rather us come in with a full construction grant where we have a better opportunity of full funding for that. So they've actually suggested that we just do the design and permitting grant, where we will probably be a much more successful candidate at this point in time. So with that, we are going to request a match of 5% on a max $250,000 grant. We're finalizing the numbers still with HRG, with the total financial commitment of being not to exceed $12,500, which would equal the match for the $250,000. I would suggest as if that comes in less, we still keep our match at $12,500 because we're showing the bigger financial commitment to the project for DEP2C, and they know that we're serious about it, and it's a significant match overall. So, with that, I did want to show you also real quick. I just got these today. These are the preliminary ideas of what we're going to work towards and work on for the permitting, or the design and permitting. Originally, we were gonna look at doing the stream from Andrea Avenue all the way to State Farm Road. With our timeline to the grant deadline, which is June 22nd, and this grant will require individual property owner agreements for every property that we would be basically looking at, which is it's a total of 15 total properties, and 13 of them are individual, not Game Commission or Covenant Christian or ourselves. They are recommending that we do not do that upper section from basically the Game Commission property. I guess it would be east along the property owners on Ridgeway. Reason being is if we don't get the agreement, we have to eliminate that property from the grant request. So if we have 3 properties that said yes and then one says no and 3 more, it's going to be piecemeal. It's going to look ridiculous. It's going to look like we didn't think the project through. So they're recommending that we go from where we're already talking about bringing a future trail in from Wedgewood, where that creek tributary is coming in, and then working our way then west all the way to State Farm Road. It's still a very large portion, and it does from this section on meets all of those critical points that we identified when we did our walkthrough. So where the trail's possibly going to be impacted in the future, and also the sewer system that has some impact. So this is what we're calling the upper Silent Road section. So this is basically from the Game Commission down to almost where the Veteran Park, you can see up here in the corner, where the Veterans Park switchback comes down. And you can see kind of the blue line here that's shown is the current location of the creek. So you can see how close it gets here to this area. The double red line is where they want to relocate the creek to and channelize, or not channelize it, but redirect it. So it moves it further away from our infrastructure, our sewer lines, our trail, and will protect it in the future. And then I also have a lower section. So this would be the rest of the extent of the project. As you can see, we're going to continue to work to pull that away from the trail and the sewer lines as we move all the way down to State Farm Road. This is just the very basic part of it that clearly will have a much more detailed design, but he's also, through this process, there's probably, I believe, more than 5, probably 6 different measures that they'll bring in to kind of control that water flow. So this is what we're ultimately going to be designing and looking at. I figured this would be a little helpful than what we talked about last meeting.
Doug, this is being coordinated with GHD and Sewer Authority.
We will be, once we get into that really detailed part in the planning part, we'll be coordinating with that, especially with the one outflow box that's already exposed. So we'll be coordinating with them on that. But overall, so they'll be involved in that design process to make sure we're protecting that infrastructure.
I think there was a conversation with the authority about maybe a support letter.
They have given us a letter of support for this grant application as well already.
Okay.
And we'll be working on letters of support with Senator Kim, Representative Fleming, the Capital Area Greenbelt Association, Governor Christian Academy, and the Fish and Boat Commission as well.
All right, was there a motion?
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded to approve the financial commitment of $12,500 for the match. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Next up is ordinance 2026-03, designating the official fire and rescue service providers for Susquehanna Township.
Thank you, Mr. President. The ordinance is a revision of a 1988 resolution and formally recognizes a unified modern framework to support, secure, and advance our local emergency response capabilities, and recognizes our current volunteer agency, Rescue Fire Company number 37 and Progress Fire Company number 32. The text explicitly establishes the Susquehanna Township Fire and Rescue Services, bringing administrative oversight and our deeply valued volunteer partners into a coordinated safety network. Some key components of the ordinance include established leadership structure, unified operation command, and volunteer independence, strategic financial planning, and a comprehensive service scope. We're requesting that the consideration of a motion to advertise ordinance 2026-03 for public hearing and meeting on July 9th.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next up is the RO grant, approval of the HRD scope of work. Give us a heads up, what's going on?
Sure. I'll read this one. Provided with the agenda is an HRG retainer agreement to provide services to apply for a grant program funded through the Automated Red Light Enforcement ARLE program through PennDOT. Funding is provided as a reimbursement and no matching funds are required. Susquehanna Township worked with HRG to develop preliminary cost opinions and exhibits and submit the required project scoping form as a pre-application to the program. Feedback received from PennDOT is favorable and indicated that the project has benefits exceeding the requested grant funding. The township needs to submit a full application during the open application period in the month of June 2026, and I think the date is June 30th is the deadline. It is anticipated that the township's grant request will be $662,000. HRG proposes to complete this grant for a fee not to exceed $3,500. So some background on this. This is for some signal improvements and replacements at 4 locations in the township. The first being probably the heavier lift, the more involved project is Front and Lingelstown, and that would be looking at a full signal replacement. Right now it has the old wire hung signals, so it'd be looking to replace those with mast arms, new heads, new reflecting backgrounds for the heads, emergency preemption, and new signal controls, so radar and thermal controls. So that's the heaviest lift right there. The last 3 are along the Walnut Street corridor, with the first being at Walnut and Progress, and that is to repair 2 conduits that pass under Walnut Street that collapsed. proposing that be done via underground boring, so that there would be no open trenching or traffic impacts in that intersection. The second would be at Walnut and 38th Street, and that is just to replace the signal wiring. It's old, needs replaced. And then at 39th and Walnut would be a new control cabinet.
All right. Do we have a motion?
I'll move for the approval of the services not to exceed $3,500. Second.
Moved and seconded by Commissioner Engel. Any comments or questions?
I have,
Carl?
He got you.
how did he know? Quick question on the progress in Walnut. This is one I brought up before about making the left turns off of Walnut onto Progress coming both directions. The one is non-existent, the other is very short time. Will that issue be able to be incorporated in this at all, or is that a completely separate thing? They do this fixed and the lights will still be exactly the way they are now?
Yeah, so there's really no impact to the signals themselves in that location. This is just to replace failed wire pipe under the road. So there's going to be no changing to the signal timing or.
We do have a generator. Stand by.
Obviously somebody above us.
Yeah, I know.
Your 3 minutes is up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So.
Tell him you answered the question while the lights were out.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's nothing we can do to make a request to look. It just seems like that would be a logical time to do it, but. So,
that requires a study. I think we did present a proposal to do a study. It's going to be a pretty involved study, so I don't know that the township, budget-wise, had that planned out for when we submitted the proposal. But in this effort, no, it's just to simply replace the conduit.
Okay. I kind of figured that probably was going to be the answer, but I wanted to ask.
So I understand that we're voting tonight just on hiring HRG to do the grant application. But how do we happen to determine these 4 intersections? Did we do that, or was there?
I think it was request of the township staff. Request of the township staff.
Okay. And it will also include enforcement? If someone violates and runs a light? I mean, as I'm reading this.
I'm not sure I understand.
The grant has to do with updating the systems, but will that also include enforcement?
You mean funding?
Will these be red light cameras installed as well as working on the signaling?
So there's thermal cameras, but no level of, there's nothing like the.
Ticketing someone if they speak.
No, that's not even legal. Right.
Can't do that.
What's the license plate cameras called?
LPRs. Yeah, nothing like that. So we're gonna do, it'll have the emergency preemption, so it'll signal when coming through. But yeah, nothing involving enforcement.
Okay.
I do have a question to piggyback off of Commissioner Hisserville. The turn signal that he talked about is one thing, but the turn signals for north and southbound on Progress Avenue have been significantly increased, where the turn signals are staying on much longer than they used to.
At Walnut? At Walnut?
Progress Walnut, and north and southbound. And I just wondered, is that something you guys were involved in, or is that something the state would have done? And what's the difference between that?
Take credit.
Yeah. But what's the difference between that and the left turn signal? Commissioner Hisro talked.
Yeah, because, well, to my knowledge, nothing has changed, so unless, I don't think PennDOT would have done it. That signal is the responsibility of the township, and I don't believe we've done any kind of signal timing changes or anything out there.
Well, it's definitely on, they're definitely on.
They can go askew, so it's good that you brought it up. We can, potentially go out and see that.
Okay,
so you
can we
like
do it, yeah, can we do it the other way, maybe make it
Right.
midnight adjustment when nobody's looking?
Right, so they can jump timing.
I think Mike's indicating yes.
Mike is not indicating anything, I'm just letting you guys put this all on the record.
Having some fun with it, I know.
Yeah, that's what they all say, until they're invited.
So, as Commissioner Hisro noted, there is no left turn arrow going westbound right now. So you have the short arrow coming eastbound, but no going westbound. So I think that is part of a larger study of the intersection in terms of, I think it would be a pretty significant change to the, you can't just throw a left turn light up, so.
Since that's a state road, Walnut, as opposed to us doing a study, couldn't we advise PennDOT of the issue and ask them to look at it? It's their road. Because they don't do that.
They're your signals.
It's just so frustrating.
I agree.
I think I'm surprised there's not more accidents, making the people trying to rush across because there's no left arrow.
I agree, 100%.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions, Carl? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alan. Okay, staff reports. Madam Manager?
Thank you, Mr. President. My report is as submitted. Just wanted to add that we have a project going on 6th Street. And in my report, I said that it was a one-day. It's actually, that project will continue through Tuesday. And we've done a fairly extensive communication with the residents on that area. I mean, it's a long stretch to be off the road from 6 a.m. to 4 or 5 p.m. And I want to thank the police department for everything they've done to help us with the cars, getting them removed so the project could continue. Staff too, with all the communication. And it seems at this point to be going smoothly. So road has been completely clear by 6 a.m. We appreciate that's quite an effort. So that's all I have to report.
All right, thank you. Public safety, do you have anything, Chief?
I don't, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Public Works, anything, Travis?
Thank you, Commissioners. So I just want to relate back to what Manager Elby just said. I'd like to thank the police personally for getting the cars removed and helping out put out the door hangers as well for that 6th Street project. It's been a great help, and they've been there in every way to help us which way they could. The second thing I'd like to mention to the president we had last week, or not last week, the last meeting, talking about Edgemont. We did start removing some of the woody waste today. We've got about 2/3 of the way through that today. Hopefully by tomorrow we'll have all the rest of that completely cleared. And we did move some of the other stuff around at that. So it's still a work in progress, but we did get started with that.
Did you hear anything from the complainant?
I have not. Manager, we might have, but I have not.
Not either.
We did start the process today of moving the woody waste, which was her biggest concern.
That was Tonya Johnson.
Yes, yes, sir.
I think you know her, Carl?
Yes, oh, very
Yeah,
well.
she spoke very highly of you and your work for the 3rd Ward.
So that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and I missed it.
I know.
Meeting in 4 years. Only
on
time somebody
TV.
said something good about me. I'm not here.
You get no respect. Alex, anything with engineering?
Board has my report. I can certainly answer any questions you have.
Hearing no questions, Mr. Miller, solicitor?
No, sir.
Thank you. Parks and Rec, anything else, Doug?
No. Reports us.
And fire? Back there.
None.
Okay. No old business, any new business? Well, let's hurry up. Consent agenda. Approved bills for May 2026. There's 3 items. Request to extend the conditional offer of employment to Michael Lago, who is presently on our civil service list effective June 15th, 2026. We had the opportunity to meet Mr. Lago in executive session. He's a very impressive young man. Look forward to getting him on board. And finally, approved a change order from the Anderson Propaning of $1,480 for an additional room, stairwell, railings, guardrails, underside of stairs in the police department. This brings the total from $35,560 to $37,040. Consideration of a motion to approve the consent agenda. Mr. Engel.
Second.
Commissioner Sanderson and Mr. Floman. Comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Commissioner comments, do we have any?
I do have something, if I may. It's that time of year where we want to remind our residents about cutting your grass. It may not seem like a real big deal until your grass gets about 6 to 10 inches high and becomes a real eyesore in our neighborhoods, as well as a reminder to keep your trees trimmed per our ordinance, and any shrubbery in front of your property that creates a substantial view obstruction will be greatly appreciated. I just wanted to throw that reminder in.
Very good, thank you. What else?
Mr. President,
Yes.
I know we mentioned this under Commissioner Favlono's report, but I just, as a long-term member of the capital area Greenbelt, I'd just like to go on record as saying what a splendid job Susquehanna Township, the police department, the township manager, Mac was there, Heavenly was there, passing out water in so many payday bars. I only got one. And we had a team. We had a team of 4 of our 9 commissioners. I don't know where the rest of you folks were, but we saved the space for you for next year. Commissioner Napper was very proud that he climbed Reservoir Hill without walking, he told us.
Without walking and no e-bike.
Zing.
Yeah, when you get to be my age, you'll be on an e-bike too. But no,
He's younger than I am and he has an e-bike.
just on behalf of the capital area Greenbelt, and especially to Doug, our Parks and Recs director, who is a member of the Greenbelt board, but he has 3 years now chaired the Tour de Belt. And everybody here, please ask him to stay on 1 or 2 more years.
Yes.
So thank you for everyone that participated and for everyone.
Thanks for those words.
That's what you get for doing a good job.
Yeah. Great job.
Any other commissioner comments before we turn to Sean?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any second comments, questions, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.